Hi, this is the daily Forex report for May 11th. We are going to look at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair closed down today, did create an inside bar, so look for the breakout. We do look for this particular pair to move potentially as high as 93.88, possibly as low as 91.69. Look for some resistance around 93.75. and some support around 91.75. Okay, now looking at the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair closed lower during today's session. We are looking for it to continue moving to the downside. Look for it to, though, if we get a reversal, to potentially go as high as 128.61, possibly as low as 125.74. Look for some resistance around 128.05 and look for some support around 125.95. Okay, now the pound-US dollar pair. This particular pair closed higher during today's session. We are looking for it to continue moving sideways with a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 150.75 and possibly as low as 146.22. Look for some resistance around 150.50 and look for some support around 147.50. Now, looking at the U.S.-Swiss, this particular pair closed higher today, moving sideways, overall bias to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 111.95, possibly as low as 109.87. Look for some resistance around 111.25, and look for some support around 109.25. Now, as far as what I'm looking for, or let's talk about news announcements real quick. We have the pound releasing their jobless claims for April at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is that it has moved from negative 39.2K to a negative 20K. We also have the, the gross domestic product for the Eurozone being released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time on that one. No real consensus on it. Looks like it's being held at 0.0%. And we also have the Australian dollar releasing their employment change at 9:30 a.m. or 9:30 p.m. rather tomorrow during tomorrow's session, and that is April. The unemployment change for April. Consensus on that one, no real consensus. Previous was 19.6K. Remember that unemployment or employment rates or changes can heavily influence the currency, so definitely take a look at that one. Now, as far as what I'm looking at during this next session, we have the U.S.-Japanese yen pair that has created an inside bar. I do believe that if we get a break to the downside, we'll at very least come down to this point. If we get a break to the upside, we could probably look for it to move up to the 94.50 area and down to the 90.45 area if it moves to the downside. So if you take a look at this, as far as how many pips are we looking for total, roughly about 86 to the downside, and to the upside looking at about 100 pips. So that's what I'm looking for in the yen. Now, with the euro, I assume it will continue to move lower, looking for it to do so. Now, with the pound US dollar pair, we have a swing trade set up, really steep trend line, very, very steep trend line right there. I do believe if it gets broken, you can expect it to, at very least, come back down to this area, or actually we have that area there where it could break out. We have support, so if it breaks our trend line and breaks this line, look for it to move a little bit lower down to this area. Kind of what that looks like going short right here, coming down, pulling 82 pips out of the market. I believe this is a very safe trade due to the support and resistance that's already there. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.